the universal name. We're recording. We're going. We're live. We're live
Here
on the
we are, baby.
podcast. Spicoli, man. Sunday time changeover. How you doing, man? You good,
I didn't drink last night, but I feel hungover.
dude? Right? And you gotta be on the radio tomorrow at what? 4? You're there at 4 or 5? What time you get
Yeah, I'm
there?
there at 4:30, dude.
Ooh.
If my voice can get better, my voice has to get better. We're on like month 3 of this shit.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck, man?
It's growth on my vocal cord. I mean, every singer, every vocal athlete, every pastor, every auctioneer, every person who talks for a living goes through it, and it's frustrating because I'm waiting it out. It's supposed to heal naturally, and if it doesn't heal naturally in a year, then I'm getting it scraped out.
Hell yeah. Well, I hope it gets better, man, because I know that shit sucks, bro. But
Yeah.
well, today,
it's
man,
been
we got
rough.
we obviously have a really cool relationship with Blake Coddington, also known as Letdown. Got to do the tour with Alieska, and today we have on a dude who can beat them things, man. He's badass drummer, drum tech for a living, full-time touring drummer. Got Michael Russo on. What's up, brother? How are you, man?
Start the show. The Good Life with DQ. It's Nicole. Welcome to the Good Life.
You are now listening to the Good Life Podcast.
Good Life. Good Life. These boys are crazy.
You are now listening to the Good Life Podcast.
Good Life. What?
Good, man. I'm good. How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
Hell
I'm
yeah,
good,
dude.
man. We are so full disclosure, man. I thought Michael. Well, we're gonna call him Russo. What's that? Russo. I thought
Russo.
he was just like he was just some drummer that Blake picked up out of Nashville, man. And then we were so busy.
Not even close.
Yeah, we were so busy on that tour, man, that we didn't really get a chance to really like just settle down and talk a whole lot. And then we got off the tour, man, and I started looking at his Instagram page, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I mean, he's doing shows with Steel Panther, and he's doing shit with Butch, dude, and he's fucking Ashes to News drum tech, and now he's going out with fucking Rob Zombie, and I'm like, dude, what is going on here? So we had to bring him on, man.
Yeah, I didn't get to really. It was only for a week that tour, I believe. It was like 8
Yeah,
shows or whatever, and the whole how I even got there was because my friend actually sent Blake's Instagram story, I guess, looking for a drummer for that tour,
yeah, I remember that.
and it just happened to be a gap in my schedule. And I was like, because I mean, I drum tech more than I play. I mean, I'm like a post-COVID drum tech because before COVID, I was playing in my own bands and did all that, but COVID ruined my band, and I needed a way to get back out on tour. So I said, I do like drums and I can tune drums pretty well, so let me try and become a drum tech. But I saw Blake's story, and I was like, man, that's like the perfect gap filler for what I got going on for the rest of the year. And I usually, whenever I see these stories of like looking for a drummer, hit me up. I respond, I never get a call back because there's probably it probably gets buried.
Yeah.
And but I said all I said to Blake was, "Yo, what's up?" And he hit me back like almost instantly and was like, "Send me your email." So I sent him my email, and then his management reached out to me, and we locked it in, and I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So
Oh, Roger swindled the deal, did he?
yeah, he hit me
Roger's the
up,
shit,
and
bro.
he's a cool dude. And so yeah, it was pretty quick and easy, and I had my flights and everything was locked in. I got sent the set list, and I had about 10 days from when I got home from that Badflower tour because I remember I was at Aftershock Festival in Sacramento with Badflower when my friend sent me his story. And I remember I was just standing on like the back dock, like where all the gear's getting loaded in and off on, and like I sent that story, and I like stopped walking. I looked at it. I said, "Okay," sent the text, and then went back to my day, and then later that night, I was, "Oh shit, he actually hit me back." So we locked it in. So it was pretty
Yeah,
cool. That
dude.
was a fun tour. It was a really quick one though. It was really short.
It's fast.
Um, I'm not used to. I'm not. I'm just not. I haven't done a tour like that in so long. So like, it felt really cool to like go back to like the old days of like getting in the RV and like playing them small intimate shows, because
Yeah.
again, I haven't played in the band since 2020. Like February 22nd, 2020 was the last show I played with my own band, and and then like in 2023 I played drums for a country guy, but that was a little bit of a different thing. I don't really count that. Uh, so the
Why don't you
letdown
count
tour.
that? Why is that? Why doesn't that count?
Because it really wasn't a band.
Mm.
I mean, if we're being technical, it was the same type of deal. Because I mean, Blake hired me, and this guy, David hired me to play for him in 2023. So same type deal, but it really wasn't a band. It was so. I'll tell you the story. So like, the guy I played drums for in 2023, I spent most of the entire year playing in this country rap group, and he goes by the name of Demon Jones. And
Demon Jones. Okay.
2023. Yeah, Demon Jones, and it's country rap, and it's exactly what it sounds like. So, but I did that for 2023, and we did a lot of shows, but it really wasn't like a band. It was me and him on stage. It wasn't like a band type thing. So,
Okay.
and it totally opposite of my scene, but it was really cool because there's a lot of good people that I met through that. And it was fun. I had a blast. Um, but then I just started to really miss like being in my world and. I wasn't getting any calls, playing in bands at the time. So I was like, I might as well. I kind of want to just go do drum teching, and at least there I'll be like in my scene. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
and I've been there ever since. So, but yeah, the Letdown tour was the first time getting back like in a band setting and playing shows like that and playing rock songs. And it was cool. It was cool. We was good people on that tour.
Dude, you would have thought, man. I mean, I thought you and Blake like knew each other the way that you guys vibed on stage, man. Like that's crazy. You had 10 days.
10 days, yeah, it was 10 days from the time I got back from the Badflower tour, and then to the first rehearsal with them. And we really didn't talk over that 10-day period because I was just like, I don't know what he had going on, but I was just learning the songs. I just knew I'd be there on November 2nd or whatever what day it was when I got there, and um, I walked in the sound check for the first rehearsal, and there he was. We dapped up. You want to jam? Yeah, let's jam, and we just jammed. So. And it just, he's a cool dude. I told him, I'm like, hit me up again, whenever it's time to go out again. I want that phone call because I'm down. So
Dude, yeah, yeah. You guys
we'll see when that
definitely.
is.
Hell yeah. I know that
How
we
did
want to
you?
bring him back. So
How did you start learning drums? Because it sounds like you're pretty good. Like you're out drum teching, you're in a band, you learn and pick up things right away. Who's responsible for putting those sticks in your hands?
My dad. I started playing drums when I was 2 years old. My dad put
Oh,
sticks in my hands, and my parents split when I was about 6 or 7, and from there I kind of had to like take it upon myself. But also, I see my dad often as well, even still. So. Definitely up till about like middle school, I took it upon like myself entirely. But my dad's the whole reason why I started playing drums because he's a drummer. And as far as drum teching goes, like that's just me being a nerd, man. I just love drums. I just
right.
know like the ins and outs of drums, and there's still a bunch of stuff in that world that I still need to learn. But the majority of what drums are, like I'm a nerd, bro. Like I love talking drums,
you know
That's
one
so it
thing
awesome.
makes it makes the job easy.
one thing I didn't do on that tour, and I'm curious if you did. I didn't ask Jagger if he plays drums. I just assumed from who his
Yeah, I didn't
family
ask him
is.
either. I didn't ask him either, but I also didn't want to be that guy,
Right?
so I
Yeah,
didn't even think
yeah.
about it. But I'm sure, like, I mean, Jagger's cool as shit, so I'm sure he would have. Well, I'm sure he would have spoke about it. But to be honest, another funny thing about that tour is I had no idea that was,
Really?
that was. I had no clue. I had no idea. I did zero research about who was on the tour who was what I didn't know anything. I just came in and was like, I'm just gonna play some drums and we'll figure it out as we go. And because the funny thing is we were talking. I mean, I'm assuming people know, right? I don't have to like
I
be vague about it.
do.
I can tell.
So I don't know, man. I mean, I told people because I thought that was like the deal, right? I thought that's
I
why.
mean, based on what I've seen on Instagram, I feel like people know who he's related to.
I mean,
So
all he
like, I'm
does is
just
play shows with his dad, man. I mean, like, I'm not all he does,
yeah,
but I mean, he's playing big venues with his pops, man. So, I mean,
yeah.
we could
So
talk about it. I don't care. I'll say
okay,
it, and then he can kill me. I mean, I just talked to him the other night, so I'll apologize if I have to. But yeah,
It
man. I
was
mean,
it was funny. It was funny because like so when I got the Letdown tour, we were talking about gear because obviously I'm not in Nashville. I'm in Charleston, so like
yeah,
I'm gonna have to fly with some stuff, but I'm not gonna be able to bring a whole drum set with me. And so he was talking about how we can just get the direct support band to let us share drums. And the funny thing is the drummer, Jagger's drummer, his name is Michael Rose. I'm
yeah,
Michael Russo.
that
Right.
fucked me up for a minute.
His Instagram handle is Michael Rose Drums.
Yeah,
My Instagram handle is Michael Russo Drums. So that was very funny. But like the first, we got put in a group chat, and it was Blake, me, Jagger, and Michael, and we were just talking about like the gear situation, what we can share. And he sends me a picture of the drum kit, and I'm just like, I'm thinking like, obviously we're playing like it's not like some massive tour, it's like a really small little
yeah,
club tour type deal. And I don't know any of these bands, so when I see the picture of the drum kit, I'm like, these motherfuckers got some money or something,
dude,
because
right?
that's an acrylic DW collector's fucking full rig.
Yeah.
This guy's got black nickel DW 9000 stands. Like, holy shit! Like, damn. So like, who
And
the
you're
fuck
hyped
is
to
this
play, right?
guy?
You're like,
I
dude,
was
let's
hyped
go.
to play. I was like, hell yeah! I'm playing a nice kit. Like, let's go. So like, uh, so then like we lock all that in, and I'm just like, damn. Like, how the like I've never seen anybody with just a I've never seen anybody just pop out with a fucking DW acrylic collector series kit. Like, because again, the drum nerd in me, I know they don't make any. Like, you got to be a special guy to get one of those. So like, um, when we get to that first show in Louisville, and I meet Michael for the first time in person, and I walk up on stage, and I'm looking at these drums, and I'm like, dude, like, it's a fucking nice ass kit, bro. He's like, thanks, bro. And I'm like, how long have you had it? He said, well, it's not mine. I'm like, oh, whose is it? And he like picks up like one of the cases, and it says Jason Bonham, and I'm like,
Oh, was it Bob? I didn't
oh
know that was his.
fuck!
Oh,
I was like, holy shit! I was like, wait a minute. So then I'm like trying to like do the math, and I'm like, wait a second. So I look at Jagger, and I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, bro, I had no idea. And he's like, yeah. I try to keep it low key, and I'm like, dude, that's fucking sick. And I'm like, bro, I've seen this drum kit. Like, I'm pretty sure like this kit was in the Superman movie or something. So the whole tour, we're doing, every time I sat behind that kit, I'm like, dude, like I'm playing fucking royalty right here.
It's crazy, dude.
It was so fun because I just had no idea.
So yeah,
And
like I said, I thought it was public knowledge, bro. Right? I thought it was public
yeah,
knowledge. That's how it was spit to me by Roger, and he's like,
hmm
"Yeah, we added Bottom's grandson from Zeppelin onto the tour." And I'm like, "Oh shit, dude! Like that's dope." So I thought like that's
yeah,
how they were pushing it. So like when we played in Omaha, Council Bluffs,
hmm
uh, the band Feel Good that had the female lead singer that opened.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
those are all our homies, dude. So I was telling him, like, dude, like this guy Jagger, like, I mean, not only is he bomb, but he's actually fucking really, really good. And
yeah.
so I was like, before the show started, we were back by the merch tables, and I walked in on Jagger talking to two of the guys from Feel Good. And Jagger, one of them said something like, "Yeah, I heard one of you guys are like Bottom's grandson or something." And Jagger's like, "Yeah, yeah." He's like, "We don't like to say which one." So Jagger was fucking with him about it, dude. So that's when I
Yeah,
realized, like,
that's pretty nuts. That was pretty nuts.
yeah, that's
did
when
it
I
help you
realized
drum
he wanted
better?
to keep it low key.
It did help me drum better because I was like, bro, I can't suck playing this kit. You know what I mean? So, it was just funny because like we it was just like the way we ran that set was like very different to what I was used to, but I still had a blast doing it. But it was just like funny because I'm like, dude, like I'm playing this fucking expensive ass drum kit. Like this is hilarious to me because like I would have never guessed. Like, I would have never thought
You're like, how do
that
I give
I'm.
this back? I can't give it back, bro.
Yeah, dude. I was like, bro, like I'm gonna miss playing this kit because it
Uh-huh.
sounds so good. I go back to my kit and I'm like, I have nice drums, but damn, bro, that was a fucking really nice one that I just got done playing.
So
Like the Range Rover of drums.
Oh, dude,
Oh yeah, bro. DW is like the Cadillac of drums, in my opinion.
Hell
So
yeah.
that's dope. So I guess about you though, man. So how did this? I mean, like, how do you go from drumming in a band to was Badflowers your first drum tech gig or what?
no, it was from Ashes to New. So
That's
my first
fucking
band,
crazy.
yeah. So my band at the time before the pandemic, we actually were the opening band. So it's funny because Badflower and From Ashes to New were both on this tour. So like my old band back in the day, we had our first ever tour, like our first real tour. It was the first ever From Ashes to New headliner in 2018. So it was us, my band, we call Killakoi. It was my band, Dead Girls Academy, Bad Flower, From Ashes to New. And on that tour, I was playing, so we were the opening band, and then through that, just became friends with From Ashes to New, Maddie specifically, because he's the drummer, and drummers gotta stay together. And became really close with them, became really close with Bad Flower, and the drummer of Dead Girls Academy also now plays in POD. His name's Zach.
Oh,
Still talk
okay.
to him,
Oh,
good
okay.
friend of mine.
Small world.
And yeah, so became real good friends with all those guys. And after the tour was done, obviously I was like, bro, if you guys are ever in town, of course I'll come hang. And a few times From Ashes to New came to Columbia, came to Charleston. I would always go out there and hang out, and I would just help Matty with his drums. I would just do whatever I could do because I mean, obviously, like I'm I'm picky as is. Like I'm not gonna let just anybody touch my stuff on a load in. You know what I'm saying? So I would do whatever I could do just to help Matty out, make the day a little bit easier. And as they were getting bigger, they added a guitar tech, they added like a production guy, and I was like, bro, Matty, when are you gonna get a drum tech? You need a drum tech, bro. And he's like, bro, I would love to have one because if you don't know, Matty used to play in Trivium, and
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah,
Damn.
Matty used to play in Trivium,
That's awesome.
the Silence in the Snow era, I believe, and
Oh, okay.
he got that gig because he was the drum tech. The other drummer left the band, and he was there ready to go. So he got the gig, and that's how we got the Trivium gig. And in my head, after COVID and stuff like that, I was like, bro, like that's like just another path to the same goal. Who knows what will happen if I just do that? So that was also, why I shifted into going into that world. But I kept talking to Maddie. I was like, bro, whenever it's time, like call me up. Like I'm down, bro. Like I'm down to do it. And we did. I'm pretty sure it was April 2022. They played Orlando, and I came out to the show and I helped Matty with his drums, and I think I changed all the drum heads that day for him, and just got the kit like the most I've ever done helping him do a gig before. And he was like, at the end of the night, we were hanging out and stuff, and I was just telling him, I was like, bro, like again, just telling you, whenever it's time, call me up, like I'm down. Because at this point, we're past COVID and like I'm bandless, and I'm just like, dude, I'm tired of sitting at home.
Right.
I had to get like a pandemic job. Like I was working at Ryder, dude, and like whatever I could do to get the fuck out of that job.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I officially like made up my mind. I was like, if I can get him to get me in there to drum tech, like I feel like I can, that's my foot in the door, and I could do it really well, and we'll see what happens from there. I just need that start. And at the end of that night, he was like, I think we're going to be able to actually do this in the summer. We're going to be going out with Memphis Mayfire, Rand City Drive, and Wolves at the Gate, and we're going to be direct support. So, just keep that in mind. Like, I'll be calling you if we can actually make it happen. And I got the call at the end of that month, and he was like, all right, we could do it. And are you down? And I'm like, absolutely, super down. So June 2022 is when I started, and I did that tour. That was my first tech tour ever, like first time ever. I mean, I've toured before prior to that, but never did it as a drum tech, and especially on a direct support slot. I was like, it was definitely like the first tour. A week in, I was like, bro, can I even fucking do this shit? Like, but after that week of like learning how to do it, like ever since then, it's just been smooth sailing. Every tour I've done, like I learn something new about myself every time I do a tour. And at this point, I'm just like, bro, like I fucking love what I do, man. I
Yeah.
really enjoy it, and A lot of people ask me, how to get in, and all the questions are just like, you know, how
So
how can I do that? And I'm like, well, first of all, I always tell this to everybody. I'm like, it starts. You have to like actually love doing it. You have to really like to do it. You have to like, because like, of course, would I rather be playing the show? Of course I would. But at the end of the day, I also like that I'm looking at that drum kit. It looks clean as shit. It sounds clean as shit. You know what I mean? And that's because of me. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
like, it makes me feel good. So like, if you don't genuinely enjoy that, and if you don't genuinely enjoy just like the fucking art of just making a drum sound good, or making tuning a guitar or anything, you know what I mean? Any type of instrument, like you're not gonna like being a tech. But um, yeah, for Masters New was the first gig, bro, and I did a lot of tours with them, and had a lot of good things. And then Badflower was direct support on that tour.
oh
Stayed friends
yeah,
with them. Same deal. Any show that they were close by, I would come by, hang out, and actually got my buddy a driving gig with them. So he drove their bandwagon one tour, and they had a day off in Charleston, so they came and parked the bandwagon out front of my buddy's house, and we had like a cookout and did all this shit. So known them for a long time too. And the drum tech was the last spot they needed to add. So it was last fall. I did my first tour with them as their drum tech, and now I'm the guy there. And that'll be that. We're doing a. When is this gonna come out? Can I drop something?
yeah. Go ahead. What? Yeah, I
Do it.
can. I can drop whenever you want, man.
So on Tuesday, this is Sunday. So Tuesday on 3/11 day, we're gonna drop a tour. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I can say it because it's gonna the timing will be fine. But we're gonna tour 3/11 in the summer,
Are you?
and
Oh
Wait,
snap!
who is which band?
Badflower.
Damn, dude, the 311 just announced they
Yeah,
were playing here. Too bad you guys aren't on that one.
yeah. Well, there's a bunch more dates coming. It's gonna be announced on 3/11. So
That's dope, dude. Yeah, 311's from
yeah,
Omaha, man. So they're
Yeah.
like the rock royalty here, bro.
really.
Yeah, yeah, they're a big deal
I didn't.
here,
I didn't
bro.
know that.
So you so
I
you're a
didn't
fan
know
of
that.
Tad Sexton then drumming, huh?
Oh yeah, big time, big
Yeah,
time. I can't wait.
his mom like works. I don't know if she still does, but she works at the local music shop here, bro. So like
Nice.
everyone, dude, yeah. Somehow everyone's connected. So Spicoli just, I want to back up real quick, and I'm talking about Spicoli. So
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
had a lot of people talk about like what you're saying with the teching game, man. And what I
Mm-hmm.
tell people is I was like, man, I think it's like 90% being at the right place at the right time, and
One
you
hundred
have to make
percent.
a real good connection real quick. So
100%.
and I
One hundred
always bring
percent.
up my homeboy in this conversation. I mean, he started out, he was in a band in Omaha, and then he was guitar teching for, I think he started with Armor for Sleep. I can't remember exactly, but I know he went on with like Sleeping with Sirens and Mayday Parade.
Okay.
And the reason I asked this is because now he's evolved to I Prevail's tour manager, pretty much. Is that kind
Oh,
of like
dude. Nice,
his name's
nice.
Skirmont? If you ever meet him, Christian Skirmont,
I
man,
did, I did, I did meet him.
fucking
Not
of course
enough to
you
like.
did.
I did meet because my buddy Josh is their drum tech.
Oh no shit.
So
Yeah, Christian's
yeah,
from
my
Omaha, bro.
nice, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I actually almost had to fill in for Josh a few times with them too, but
no
I didn't
shit.
get to do it because of the scheduling. But yeah, I did meet him. I met him in Charlotte when they came to Charlotte on that Hailstorm tour.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
my question though. Is
Yeah.
that kind of like is that is that something that like you want to keep climbing that ladder? Or are you like I'm content with
Oh
being a drum
yeah.
tech, bro? Like what?
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I definitely like because the reality of it, the harsh reality that I learned is just like being in a band is really fucking hard, and especially like I've done the from the ground up thing before COVID, and I'm not saying I'm anything special because I'm not, but
you're pretty fucking good at drums, bro.
I
It's all right to
realized
brag. It's all
I
right, dude. You're good.
I just realized like at some point, you know, bills are gonna keep coming. You got to make money. And we all say we don't do it for the money, but eventually, when you're playing in your own band for very long and you're not
No,
making a fucking dime, you gotta look at the bigger picture here, and you gotta realize, all right, I'm not making a fucking cent, and I'm probably working a dog shit job, which I did. I worked a very dog shit job for a very long time to be in my bands. And like, you got to realize like, that life is going to continue to happen for you and like you got to pay your bills, bro. So
Yeah,
like that was a big thing of it for me was just like, I got to pay my bills, man. Like I can't keep doing this. So like I need to
yeah,
I got to make a money move essentially. So,
for sure,
um,
dude.
and I would love to play, and obviously, like I got the chance to play, and that was cool doing it with Blake. And I would love to do it. I would love to get the call to play with anybody. I'll play with anybody if if it's a good enough thing to do. Like I'll always be down to play first and foremost. But the drum teching thing, I just want to become like one of those guys that like if somebody can't do it, I want you to call me because I can. You know what I mean? Like I
It
wanted to be one of. I
it
got a
seems
bunch
to
of
be
friends that have been
happening.
doing it. Well, I mean, yeah, it's definitely getting to that point. Last year I got to do my first like real um big drum tech tour. I did Cage the Elephant in the summer last year.
Damn.
I
The
got a really
fuck?
big I got the emergency call. The main guy had to go home for a family emergency, and one of my buddies actually got the call originally, but he was busy doing Motley Crue. Shout out Steve. And Steve was like, "Yo, can you be in Austin tomorrow morning?" And I'm like, "I fucking can be. Hell yeah." He's like, "Wait for an email in about 10 minutes." And I got an email and it was Cage the Elephant. And they were like, "Hey, we need a guy for these 4 shows. Are you available?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah." And at the time, I'm like, "Wait a minute, Cage the Elephant. That's a pretty big band, right?" I go look on the internet and
Yes.
they were fucking playing all these fucking big ass arenas. And I'm like, "Oh, fuck, I'm about to be the drum teching for the headliner on an arena tour." So. And that was also more like that was definitely like the can you really do it? Like can
Yeah,
you really drum tech, Because that's like the level, that's like the top, you know what I mean? That's like
Mhm.
that's big shit. And at the time I was like, holy fuck, like I'm really about to go do this and like I gotta prove myself right in this situation. And first show was in Austin, Texas, and I just remember like flew out, got to the hotel. Woke up the next morning, I texted the production manager and I was like, all right, whenever we're ready, pick me up, let's roll. And they sent this fucking blacked out Suburban, picked me up, and I was like,
Hell
holy
yeah.
fuck, dude, this is real. Like,
I'm in the big leagues.
exactly,
Hell
dude. And I
yeah,
was just
dude.
like, holy shit. And I get in there and, I walk into this it's called the Moody Center. It's like, I guess it's like somewhat new. Very, very nice arena. And I'm just like, I'm looking around and I'm like, holy fuck, dude, this is nuts, dude. Like they're building this stage and like one of the other backline guys, guitar tech Bailey, who was like my kind of like my guy for the first day. He was just like, yeah, so that's your drum riser over there, and I see this 6 foot drum riser, and I'm like, holy shit, like that's mine. Do I gotta build that? Like it was hilarious. So and then like I get the cases off the semi. That's the other thing too. I was like, I've never done a tour where like my stuff's in the semi. So I'm like, all right, where's the backline semi at? And I go there and I see the cases, we get them out, and I'm like, holy fuck, dude, I'm doing this. Like I'm freaking out internally. I'm like, holy fuck, dude, this is like what it's like. And then we pop open the drum cases, and then from there I'm like, oh, this is nothing, bro. I just went to town. I had some pictures to go off of, and I just got it really close. And then you know. I just like after I got done building the kit and like tuning everything and cleaning everything, just doing at that point it's nothing to me. Like at that point I'm just like, all right, I know what to do from this point.
Yeah.
So did all that stuff and then like the second I was done and I got to look up, I'm like, oh shit, like I forgot I'm in this giant ass arena. Like like holy fuck, dude.
That's so
And
cool, man.
the first show that was the first show, and then like then the day goes on. We sound checked and did all the usual stuff on show day, and then like set time I believe was like 9:25, and changeovers at like 8:45 or whatever, and I go up there and we do line check, and I'm just like I've line checked a lot of shows before, but then like I get behind that kit and I'm looking out and I'm like, dude, there's like fucking 15,000 people sitting in front of me right now, and like they're about to hear this kick drum come through that fucking PA,
Yes, dude.
and like I hit that first kick drum, that shit said boom. I was like, I'm here, baby. I'm here. I'm in the fucking big leagues, bro. And they're like, because that's like, that's like your, that's like your 30 seconds of like, you're hitting the drums in that room. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like, and you can hear them. So like to me, everyone's hearing these drums and like I tuned this kit. You know what I'm saying? So like again, like that moment for me was like huge because I was like, bro, this is where I want to be. Because now this is A level stuff and like. I knew the second I left it, I was like, bro, I'm gonna be chasing this for a long time.
that's
Was the
fucking
So
pay
awesome.
was the pay dramatically different when you go from
insane,
yeah.
insane, insane.
I mean, because
Very,
what you're
very
doing,
grateful.
you are like a super drummer nerd, and I love it, dude. You're so passionate about what you do, and you make every opportunity count. And I think a lot of people listening to this can really just like, okay, it takes this, this, and this, and it just doesn't happen
Yeah,
overnight, and you put yourself in a position. I mean, everything
yeah,
you're doing is the right way.
yeah, and that's why I stress to people, man, because they ask me those questions of like, how can I do it? And you have to genuinely love it to do it at the start, because if you do it because like, oh, I need to make some money or I need to work, because like I have a few friends that not every gig is gonna be cool, but like at the end of the day, like it is what you make it, and if you're there just because you have to be there, you're gonna have a miserable time.
Yeah.
So like it all starts with the love for the game, bro, and like I
Right.
fucking love the game.
Let's
So
go,
like
dude.
that moment for me was cool, and then we did it, four more times after that, and every time it just felt incredible every time because I was like, bro, I can't believe I'm fucking here right now because like this is what I want to do. And yeah, like the pay, like obviously every gig is different, but at that level, you're pretty taken care of. And that's another thing. I was like, bro, like people are buying houses because they tour with these bands. They make enough money to buy a house because they're fucking tuning a guitar for a band that's playing a fucking 25,000 cap, arena. You know what I mean? So
That's
like for me, I'm
nuts,
like,
dude.
bro, like I want to be there. I want to be in that spot.
You got a
And
taste of it, dude. Yeah, you got
I
it.
got a taste of it, dude. And I got to see it. And but the big thing for me was that it proved that I could do it. You know what I mean? Because
Oh
like
yeah.
at that level, like while like I mean, every show, it's just the room gets bigger, but the job is still the same to me. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Like the room is the only thing that really changes, but you still have to do the same job and you still have to do it really well. And luckily, like I got really lucky with like Jared, the drummer, is like really fucking cool to work with. And like on that day one, he came up, we met. He just gave me the rundown of like what he expects, and I'm like, like this is great. You know what I mean? Like it's all good. And same thing with Anthony Badflower. I've known him for since 2018. So going into his camp and to drum tagging for him, it was the same deal. It was just like this is what I want and this is what I need, and I'm like hell yeah, I can do it. And we did it. And same thing with
Do most
Maddie.
drummers want the same thing? Is it like pretty much? Is it all pretty much aligned together the same?
Yeah, I mean most guys they just want their stuff to sound good. They want their stuff to look clean. They want to get up there for the show, and they want the cymbals to be gold. And it's just basic, just like I just want my stuff to work and look good, and sound good.
Yeah.
Um, when I did Steel Panther, that was cool as shit because like I love Steel Panther,
Oh yeah.
and when I got that call, I was like, oh fuck yeah, dude, I love this band, and
Those guys are
it was the
crazy,
same.
right?
Oh yeah, they're hilarious people, dude.
Yeah.
Like that, I've never laughed so hard. I was only there for a weekend because they needed a guy to fill in just for 3 shows, but in those 3 shows, I was like, dude, this is the greatest band in the world. Like, it was such a
Who
good time.
who would be like your ultimate drummer that you would want to? Is it Travis Barker? Is
Oh,
it?
dude, no question. And it sucks because I've actually gotten the call a few times, but like it never works out because the fucking scheduling, dude. It's like so annoying when you get a call and you can't do it because you've already locked something else and that you can't bail on, Because I mean, obviously, like people, this is the name of the game. Is like people will. Sometimes you do get a call that like you can't turn down and you have to leave whatever locked in prior. But if you find somebody to cover for you, you know, it's not as bad. You know what I mean? Like as long as you do it the right way, like crew guys go wherever they can go. You know what I mean? Like drum techs, guitar techs. Sometimes you got to make those decisions. But I've gotten called to do Seven Dust a few times, and I am just like, dude, every time it's something I can't bail on. And I'm just like, fuck,
No.
dude, because like I would if I could. You know what I mean? Like, um,
That would be dope.
but can't do it. But that's the one band that I'm still waiting to get to do because Morgan is my favorite drummer, and Morgan's a
Okay.
good friend of mine. I'm gonna see him next week in Myrtle Beach,
Hell yeah.
and we're gonna gonna get to catch up and all that stuff. But still waiting to get to do that band, bro. That's my all time. Like, if I can do that band, the list is everything's checked off. At that point, everybody else is just the cherry on top. But
We're waiting for you to do Slipknot.
dude, I would love to do that. I would love to do that one too. We did a Badflower did Louder Than Life on Slipknot Day, and I got to meet Eloy's Tech, and he's a cool dude. And I'm just like, bro, like if Slipknot ever wanted, if they ever needed a guy, and somehow, some way they got down to me, no questions asked, I'm there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
If the
Right.
schedule aligns.
and
Yeah, dude.
if the schedule
Yeah.
aligns, yeah, the schedule has to align. And I really hope one day, again, Seven Dust is I really want to do them just for, even just for a one-off, I'd be happy. You know what I mean? Just to
Oh
do
yeah.
one show with my favorite drummer, my favorite band, like I'd be so happy.
Prediction, it's going to happen before the end of the year. I know, I can just feel it.
There
It's
you
it's
go.
like you're manifesting all this shit. It's going that direction.
I hope so. I do the same thing, bro. Like, trust me, I'm like, bro, I want to work with this band, so I always try to put it out there. You know what I mean? And then, like, the other thing too is I'm doing Rob Zombie in the spring.
I want to talk about that. Yeah, yeah. How did that
Yeah.
happen, bro?
Again, it's all about who you know, and my buddy who currently does them, my buddy Steve, he has some other gigs going on, and he needed to find coverage, and he just knows that I can do the job, so he just called me up and was like, "Yo, are you interested?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'm interested." So we're gonna do that. I'm doing all the festivals that they're doing this summer and fall. The first one is actually gonna be wild because we're direct for Metallica at
Oh
Sonic Temple.
shit.
Oh
So
damn. Is that
Russo's about to
Sonic?
get paid, bro.
That's Ohio, right? Sonic Temple.
yeah, Columbus,
Yeah.
yeah. So
That's
that's the
the
first
big
show.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that we do Rockville. So we're doing like two festivals in May, Rockville and Sonic Temple, and then we're doing Upheaval and Rockfest in July,
Dude, that's so
which
dope. You
is
get to go to, like, the most badass festivals in the world, dude.
dude. And the thing is too is like I've never gotten to do a festival as a headliner, and like I've done all the DWP festivals with bands opening, but to get to be there and to be the headliner, dude, like I just can't wait. I'm so excited just to get the chance to experience that. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
to me
yeah.
it's all still very like because I look at it like, bro, like who am I? Like I'm not anything. I just know how to tune a drum, and just to get the opportunity to do these things, bro, like it still is just like I'm so fucking thankful for the work, bro, because like this is what I want to do. So like just to get the chance is just like it's still just it's just crazy to think about like me getting to like because I mean the Rob Zombie show is nuts because like I don't know if you know who the drummer is Gingerfish. He used to do like Marilyn Manson and stuff like that. And
Right.
you know, a part of the show is they have this drum lift. The drums go up like fucking like 50 feet in the air, and I gotta push that button.
Yeah.
I'm just like I'm pushing that button. He's going up. He's going up. I'm sending him up. You know what I mean? Like
Let's
me.
go.
Like who is this guy? Like me. You know what I mean? So like to me, like it's just crazy that like that's going to be my job here soon.
And
It's
you
like
get
I
to
fucking
build
work
that?
at NASA or something.
Are you
Like,
building that thing?
I'm not building the lift.
Okay.
No, the production people build
Okay.
all that. I am just drums.
Okay.
Thank God.
But you get to press the
um,
button, dude. I would be
but I
freaking
get
out.
to press the button, and yeah, it'll probably freak me out a few times. I
Wait, is
hope
it
that
now? Is
after,
it now? Oh, now's the time.
yeah,
Like, is there like a cue? Is it a certain song where you just hit it and it goes up?
that's what I'm saying is I don't know that yet. The rehearsals are at the end of April in LA, and that is when I will find out all those things. All I have are pictures of that drum set. And I've been watching YouTube videos trying to like prepare because I'm assuming it's going to be pretty similar. I can't imagine it's going to be too different. Because the last few tours they've done, like he's had the same rig, like production wise, like the video walls and stuff. So I'm assuming it's going to be pretty similar to that. But obviously, I'm prepared for it to not be anything like that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
we'll see what happens when we go in there. But I've been watching the set, and I'm like, all right. So he goes up for this song, and then they bring him back down. Then he does a drum solo. He goes up for the drum solo. He brings back down for the next song. So, but I'm pushing that button, dude. Like I have to push that guy up. I got to send him up. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, what if something was to happen while he's up there? Like, do I gotta climb up there? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, do I bring
Yeah,
him
you
down?
got
You
to
know
do
what
it.
I mean?
Yeah. Climb up there and get him down. Dude, we're all living
I can
vicariously through
climb
you,
up
man. This
there.
is so much fun.
I can't wait, dude. It's gonna be wild, bro. Like, it's gonna be fun. But that first show is direct from Metallica, and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be like shitting my pants, during that build, because like behind me is fucking Lars drum tech, and I'm like, that guy's definitely been around for a minute, and here's this fucking kid that just got thrown in. You know what I mean? So,
About to introduce yourself. Like, yo, if you ever
what's
need a
up,
day
man?
off,
Yeah, it's gonna be funny as shit, but I can't wait, bro. Like, it's gonna be a good time, and then right after that is Badflower 311, which again, like by the time this comes out, it'll be announced by then, so I can say that. And that's gonna be a fun tour, you know. It should be pretty easy because I'm pretty sure it's just the two of us, so it's gonna be a fun tour. Um,
It's
and
dope,
then
dude.
after that, who knows what comes after that? I mean, I know what comes after that, but I can't say anything yet about that one.
It,
But
it, it,
it's
I,
gonna be.
I hope one day you end up with Bad Omens, dude. I hope one day you end up
Oh,
with Bad
dude, that's the
Omens.
thing too. Is like those are homies too. I met Nick at the at what festival did we put? We did Incarceration from Ashes to New last summer. And I met Nick, the drummer, cool dude. We just talked about a bunch of shit, and we we have a lot of similarities in terms of like what we like drum wise and music wise. So he's a cool dude. And then his drum tech, Coot, he plays drums in I See Stars, and we met at Rockfest in Wisconsin, and we just talked about drums, and we talk every now and again on Instagram, so we definitely know each other. And I always tell everybody, and the same thing with and vice versa. Like if I can't do something and I know you're a capable drum tech, like I'll always hit you up if I know of anybody looking. And that's usually how it goes once you meet those people. He's one of
Right.
those people. So it's like if something goes down and like you need a guy and you think of me, like if you reach out to me, like first of all, like I appreciate it. Second of all, I'll always do it for you. So like 'cause we gotta look out for each other out here. We gotta
you
look
got a
out for each
drummer
other.
tech like group chat, like everybody's connected.
There's a Facebook group. There is a Facebook
Yeah.
group. So and it's all about the homies, man. I mean, you gotta look out for your people, and it shouldn't be there shouldn't be any gatekeeping.
Yeah,
And
that's the
that's my
main
Yeah.
that's
thing.
my that's my big thing with like I've noticed there is a small bit of people that kind of like you know they don't want to give the young guy the chance. You know what I mean? Because they feel some type of way about the young guy, which is like so wrong. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if you're somebody with years of experience, you should be willing to like just be cool and be a have be let me look up to you type deal. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I have a bunch of drum tech friends that do big bands that are like that have been really cool to me. Because they know that I've been trying to, climb up the ladder, like my buddy Scott. I can name every single one right now. Like my buddy Scott Hall, drum techs for Fallout Boy right now, and he's done a bunch of bands in the past. He's in like Shivani. He actually did Trivium with Maddie before. Um, and I'm from Florida, and he lives in Florida, so like, Florida boys, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
my buddy Scott Hall, he's been one of the biggest like helps to me in my like journey of being a drum tech. And Patrick King, P King, he does Lamb of God. He did Pantera. He did Vinnie Paul. Hell
Damn.
yeah! Like he was Vinny's guy for a long time. He's been a really cool homie of mine, and just a guy I look up to because like he's one of the good ones, man. And so Scott, P King, Catfish, Abel. He did Corn. He's currently doing Charlie Benante with Pantera. He does Anthrax as well. He goes where Charlie goes. But yeah, like Catfish, big homie. Great dude. He's always been cool as fuck to me when it comes to talking about anything when it comes to drum teching, just advice, you know what I mean? And Eddie Mead, he currently does Seven Dust right now. He also does Creed. He does Alter Bridge. He goes where Scott Phillips goes.
That's dope, dude.
Um, Good homie of mine. Just again, like those guys have been really cool to me in my my journey up. And whenever I have a question or if I see them at a festival, it's always good talks, good hangs, and
I mean, you can hear it in your
great
voice when
dudes.
you talk, dude. I mean, like, I think it's easy to pick up on, and when you're talking about gatekeeping and whatnot and the young guy. But, like, when just talking to you for this, 45 minutes, you can tell you grind and you fucking hustle, bro. And I think
Oh,
that's a big
dude.
thing, that
I'm
people
obs-
can pick up on, dude.
I I'm obsessed with the work. Like it's hard for me to not
Yeah.
think about like my next move because this is what I do. You know what I mean? And like I want to go to a certain place that only a few people can go. You know what I mean? Like I want to do big things. Essentially, the big thing soon guy. But
Yeah, big things coming.
uh, but I just it's hard for me to not think. It's hard for me to like not, or it's hard for me to like go think about other things because like my career is very very important to me
Yeah.
and it's all I have really. You know what I mean? Like it means too much to me to focus on other shit. You know what I mean? So like to me, there was no plan B. It was either playing drums or doing something with drums. And once I shifted my mind to like, okay, if I go drum tech, a lot of guys got gigs playing because they were there as a tech. You know what I mean? So like, why can't it happen to me? So I don't know when that will happen. I don't know if it will ever happen, but I'm
It'll
happy
happen.
where I'm at.
It'll
You know what I
happen,
mean?
bro. It'll happen.
So, and obviously, if Blake ever calls me again, of course I'm down. If I'm around, I'm down to play with Blake again. And but yeah, dude, like this life is a wild life. Grateful for it, and it's fucking sick. And I just can't wait to see what the future holds. 'Cause I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, but I like to think that I'm doing all right. You know what I mean? I have my days where I'm like I'm not doing enough, but then I look at my schedule and I'm like, I think I'm doing okay. I can calm down a little bit. You know what I mean? So.